Hey guys, I'm Brandon with RevZilla, and today on Ride Testing, I am out here in Utah visiting my folks. I've got my KTM 300 behind me, and I wanted to do things a little bit different for you today. I wanted to compare the 100% Armega goggles with the Leatt 6.5s. I like them both, but they both have some pros and cons to each, different price points, so I wanted to talk about, the things I do like and why you might buy one over the other. So without further ado, let's grab that KTM and get to it.
Guys, if you have not ridden in Utah, oh my gosh, you got to do it. Whether on the trails or the street, the scenery, you got to get out here and ride. But we are here to talk about the old goggles I'm wearing. So I started with the 100%. These are the Armegas, and I really love, right out of the gate, the field of vision on these bad boys is incredible. Much better than pretty much anything else I've really used. Honestly, they're so good. I want to use these things for snowboarding, but they're about $100. They go up a little bit higher. Depending on, let's jump in. Depending on what lens you go with, they get a little bit higher in the price point. They include the tear-off posts on the lens, as you can see. The tear-offs themselves are not included, and they don't include a clear lens if you go with like a colored option, which I think at $100, I would have loved to have a clear lens included. That's just kind of my preference and critique there. I'm sure we would all like to have a clear lens included because we're not always riding when it's bright and sunny, like I am right now. But they are incredibly comfortable, and I like the way they fit over my nose. Now I know that sounds kind of silly. I don't really think I have a big nose. Maybe I do. Who knows? Who knows? But woo, they fit really well, and that allows me to breathe a lot better. I actually struggle with arm pump pretty bad at the beginning of my hair scramble races. That first 30 minutes is like, oh my gosh, I just get the worst arm pump. And it's just because I'm not breathing, I'm gripping too tight, my adrenaline's through the roof. All of those things are contributing, but getting better oxygen to your body just helps reduce that arm pump, and having a pair of goggles that fits over my nose well is pretty important, and these have fit the best out of pretty much anything I've used. Now, that's why you see, a lot of pros will get those nose strips and they wear it over top just to make sure they're opening up the nasal cavity as much as they can to get as much oxygen to their body as they can to help prevent that fogging. But it'd be nice if your goggles just fit well and you didn't have to buy those after you already spent $100 on a pair of goggles. So I do like that. I think they look dope. That additional breathability and just the comfort around the nose is just really, really great. They fit really well for me personally. I do want to talk about the Leatt 6.5s. Let me pull over real quick and we will grab those. So the Leatt 6.5s. I like these bad boys a lot too. They're about $20 cheaper, and they are going to include the tear-offs, if you're out there racing. So that is nice, getting a little bit more bang for the buck, if you will. Certainly always great to have. But these have the outriggers, which put them in the helmet itself a little bit further, which I think makes it a little bit more comfortable. I don't think these are quite as comfortable for me personally in the nose area that I mentioned before, with the breathability and just getting oxygen through the nasal cavities, but they are still very, very comfortable and feel very planted. They're not moving around. You still got those nice thick goggle straps that keep everything in place. I'm realizing that I did the product breakdown on the Leatt 6.5s as well. And I believe old Spurgey did the 100% Armegas in the studio. But what I wanted to say is this might sound a little gimmicky at first, because I certainly thought so. I was like, come on. But the lenses on the 6.5 goggles, they actually exceed military spec, or the goggle itself. The lens itself is actually bulletproof, which is pretty wild, honestly. And they sent us 2 lenses that they actually shot with a 22 at pretty close range, and the bullet did not go through it. I hope that you're not getting shot at when you're ripping around on your dirt bike. But you will probably, if you ride enough, be taking some roosts from your buddies. I've been hit with rocks that have left welts and bruises on me for weeks, so especially if I'm riding behind old Zito Burrito there. So I'll certainly take that additional eye protection with a bulletproof lens. And it was pretty cool to see those lenses with a bullet, halfway through it. And I like that you can take the foam off of here and wash these bad boys up. I think that's nice for more premium level goggles, especially if you're out here on a day like today when it's boiling hot and I'll be nice and sweaty by the end of all this. It's great to be able to take the foam off, wash it up, keep everything nice. That's definitely something I like to have with my goggles. But for 20 bucks cheaper, you're getting a lot from the Leatt 6.5s for sure. I still will say though, you know, I love the 100% goggles. I like where the tear-off posts are located. I think it's just a really nice field of vision, and those tear-off posts on the lens are not directly in your eye line. Again, you get used to it. Not a big deal, but you really can't make a wrong decision between the two. I think they're both excellent options for sure, but those Armega's pretty dope. That looks fun. Looks like I have to be careful. Whoa, that's a lot steeper than it looks. Holy sh! Holy shnikes. Oh my gosh. That's a little bit steeper than I thought it was. And as always, if you have any questions about gear or anything I can help you out with, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to talk bikes and gear with anybody. Ride safe out there. And you know, keep it pinned. Woo! Oh! I didn't know that it just was a peak. Oh! Well, let's just do that again. Wow. Yeah, that's steep. Skirt.